Hey, what's up, YouTube? Just want to talk about this affirmative action thing right quick. I know a lot of blacks are mad and pissed off at Trump. What he's done is he has directly attacked affirmative action for schools. Basically, he's using affirmative action against itself. Um, Whatever Obama had in place for colleges to promote diversity with affirmative action, where they enroll a certain amount of minorities. He's trying to get rid of all that because he says it discriminates against whites and Asians. But we know what he means. So, what do I think? Should we be pissed off? Well, I'll just say this. Do I think it's a racist move? Of course. You know, Trump's been uh, dogging us out. He's been taking jabs and all out attacks against blacks in a very disrespectful way since he's been in office. Whether it be siding with white supremacists or white nationalists, whether it be about the NFL protests, whether it be cop killings, he's very. I mean, he's been openly saying things that are very offensive to us, you know, and so yeah, it's a move. It's a racist move for sure. Now, am I mad about it? Well, I'm not really a fan of affirmative action. First of all, I'm not really against it or for affirmative action for a couple reasons. Um, can affirmative action be something good and positive? It could. This is my thing. Affirmative action, the way it's used to make, whether it be corporations or schools or whatever, it's used to make things appear that they're not whitewashed, that it's not all white. So we're going to stick some black faces in here to keep certain people happy or whatever. Now, do I think it's good for the white establishment to include minorities? It can be a good thing, um, especially when racism at the time that affirmative action was put in place, it was so prevalent that they had to do something to somewhat quote unquote help. So yeah, it could have been good in some ways. The ways that I think it hurts us as a people is it can be used negatively too. See, let's say that there's a company that you got 20 qualified blacks and 5 qualified whites. Okay. Um, Affirmative action says you got to hire some minorities. Well, what if a majority of employees? What if that company should have a majority of employees being minority or black based on the qualifications, and the majority should not be white? Well, they can still have the majority be white anyway, and still have just a couple blacks, and say we're being diversive or whatever. They can say we're showing diversity, right? You see what I'm saying? So that still hurts us, and they can use it that way. Another reason I always thought that affirmative action really wasn't something that truly helps us is it can be used for white people, which I knew they were going to eventually start doing that anyway. Let's say you have a place or a company or a school, whatever, that they acquire some black people that are not that qualified over some whites that are more qualified. Well, they'll have a fit over that and be like, oh, affirmative action's no good. And then they'll take steps to get rid of it based on that. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't help us as a whole because the problem is not numbers. The problem is the hearts of the people that are doing the choosing. And if you don't change that, then it don't matter anyway. So, you know, it's neither here nor there with me. Another reason why it's neither here nor there is because I'm a separatist anyway. I'm pro-black. I don't believe you should go to your oppressor for to be included anyway. I think if you go to if you're upset with the way you've been treated, then those same people are not the ones you should go to be treated better or to make things a little more beneficial for you. I think that's backwards. I think that if you're going to get things changed or get things done, and you're unsatisfied as a black people, then black people should make those changes themselves and not rely on the system of white supremacy or the white power system, whatever you want to call it. That's just me. So am I pissed off? I'm not really pissed off. I'm a little bit aggravated, but not for the reason that you might think. I'm a little aggravated at a lot of these Negroes who are mad about it. Not all of them, but the ones that have a problem with people who are separatists like myself, and who have a problem with people who say I am pro-black, which means I support black all the time. You have black people that have a problem with this. Well, my issue is a little bit where I'm a little bit aggravated at these blacks because these same blacks have a problem with Trump and his decision, and my question is why? I don't understand. I don't understand because this guy is saying you shouldn't choose people based on race, just merit, and you're mad about that. But when somebody like me says you need to choose a black spouse, you need to choose black mates, you need to have a black family if you're a black person, you need to choose, you need to have black businesses, black communities, if you're black, this is the way that you should go, the route you should take, this is what you should choose if you're a black person. And there's blacks that will have a problem with me saying that. But this guy is saying, essentially, don't choose because you're black. People that have a problem with people choosing because somebody's black shouldn't have a problem with this. And these people need to sit down and really think about this. You understand, what Trump is trying to do. See, people get mad and they'll say, if you're a separatist or if you're a pro-black or whatever, which means, you, like I just said earlier, you think that you'll get somewhere or you'll improve, you need to improve your community, all these things these people are mad about, but the way to do it is through yourself, through your own people, not looking for other people. People have a problem with that. But what Trump wants, because they'll say, well, we're all one people now. Why do you have to separate? Why do you have to be so divisive? That's division. You're causing division. Oh, you just hate whites. Why do you want to separate? You're showing hate to whites. And my thing is, what Trump is trying to do is make all colleges where, like what these people say, he's trying to make them where they don't see color. This is what you want, right? You don't want to call yourself black, right? You don't want to say I'm different. You don't want to say we're different people. We're all the same people, right? How dare you say I should choose somebody who's black or be with black people? That's racist. That's reverse racism. That's black racism. And I'm going to do a video on that soon. But wait a minute. This guy wants to make all colleges where none of them see color. Shouldn't you be happy about that? But no, these people are mad. I don't get it. I thought that's what you wanted. These people should be ecstatic right now because he's making it where we're not going to go by if somebody's black. Well, see, black people still need some to be able to make it in society and be successful. We still need power. We still need the things that white people have. We still need. Wait a minute. You're making a difference. I thought we were all the same. See, if we were really all the same, you wouldn't have a problem with what Trump is doing. Because we're all the same. So what are you mad about? Yeah, it's hot in here. So, I don't understand it, man. See, the thing is, when you talk about making it in society and having better things for black people, this is what you're mad about, because you think black people should have better. You think black people should have better opportunity, better things in society. That's what you're mad about. But when you're pro-black and you're a separatist, this is what we've been saying. We need better. The only difference is what these Negroes think is they equate success in this society with white acceptance. And that's where we go wrong. Because I say that's not a requirement for us to do better. Matter of fact, that's not going to help. And it hasn't helped. Otherwise, you wouldn't be mad right now. You'd be like, oh, what's the difference? We're all good. You know we're not all good. Otherwise, you wouldn't be mad right now. Black success is not dependent on white acceptance. That's what, as black people, we got to get in our heads. Everything you get, see, everything you buy, you get it from whites. Whether it's a corporation or whatever, what we, as black people as a whole, we get everything we need to survive. All of our resources don't come from ourselves. We have to go to the white man to get things, okay? So when these white people make decisions like this, you can't get mad. A remedy or something that may help is the solution that the people you hate, the people you say are full of hate, have, which is do something for yourself. And then you wouldn't worry about what Trump is saying. You know? Oh, he's going to make it where he's taking affirmative action out of colleges. Well, why don't you try this? Why, you have such a problem. Why don't you try this? Why don't you try going to a black college? No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. See, because that's being a separatist. The only way we're going to get out of these situations is if we do something for ourselves. And unfortunately, I know y'all hate to hear it, but that requires a separation. What kind of separation? That means you have to do things. You have to start building our communities, our families, our people in a way where we are self-sufficient. Because that's the only way we'll get to a point where we no longer need them, because that's the problem. Black people think we need white people to survive, to have success, or to have anything. You got to change your mindset to we don't need them. We can do it ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what other people are doing. It's okay when they do it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I mean by separatists. I'm not saying you can't talk to white people, you can't be around them. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying if you want to make things different, you have to live differently. You have to do things together. You have to work together. You have to rebuild together. And you have to use yourselves for your own resources and not depend on other people. That's all I'm saying. And then once we get to that point, you know what we can do? We can have our own Independence Day at that point, which I'll talk about in my next video. Because, you know, they got their independence already. They've had it. We haven't had ours. Like I said, they get their resources. They don't have to go to other people for everything, you know. That's why they're independent. For those who think you have an Independence Day. Now, do I think it's racist and arrogant? See, what this also shows as far as Trump, Trump is an example of the arrogance that a lot of whites have, which is they think they're entitled. And what makes it so racist, and it is wrong, and what makes it wrong is um, they act like something belongs to them. These institutions, see, they don't think about what they owe blacks. They don't think, you know what? They don't owe us, we owe them. There would be no college or institutions or these great corporations, or America would not be where it is had they not used blacks to build it to that point. Free, with blood and torture, slavery, oppression, all that, all those things that nobody wants to talk about. But that is how we got to this point. So, and it's the same thing with the whole thing about what are they doing? The immigration thing. They're very arrogant, a lot of them, especially like the right wings. They're very arrogant. Well, these people are illegal immigrants. You know, I would like to see white people take themselves to the Indian reservations and sit down at a desk and take a citizenship test that they give them and get their green cards from the Native Americans. I would like to see them do that, so that way they can be legal immigrants. But they can't do that because they're dead because they've been murdered. So most of them were almost wiped out. It's kind of hard to give a citizenship test. When you're dead. So basically, how can you tell somebody else they're illegal when you're not legal yourself? This whole continent was stolen. This shows the arrogance of these people. So anyway, that's all I had to say about all this. I just think, a lot of people are mad and they shouldn't be. That's what I think. I think, if you would care about your own and know that this is something that we need to do, then, hey, you wouldn't be mad about Trump. Trump's working for you. He wants to get rid of your color. He wants to get rid of color preference. So for those that are anti-pro-black, it's right up your alley. All right? All right, till next time.